A beautiful day. By this time, 2023, then we hear that statement subsidy is gone. And most Nigerians, their life never remained the same again since that announcement of subsidy is gone. But somehow, today will be May 29th, 2025. Some people for inside the country feel they overjoyed, like people of the IPOB group. As Ibi said today, court decide to talk, say some of those evidences where Ibi say DSS bring on top of their leader Nnamdi Kanu, say bam bam bam, we no go take 'em. Will not go admit them as evidences. So that will be good news for a lot of people. Make I begin bring on the matter them with the ground this evening. DSS presents fresh evidence against Nnamdi Kanu after court strikes out video and written statement. We be say them been bring out. We'll go look at that because court self don't talk. Say then go decide whether they go admit those evidences or not. All right. So before I tell you further all the matter then where I get, make I quickly introduce my guest who could join me for Inside this evening. Dr. Maduka and a person who could join me this evening. Dr. Maduka, thank you so much for joining me and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. So going straight to the case, DSS presents fresh evidence against Nnamdi Kanu after court strikes out video and written statements we BC DSS been obtained before. Judge bars Nnamdi Kanu's sister-in-law from court for live streaming trial. Say, how dare you live stream our trial? Meanwhile, Tinubu urged to withdraw military from disputed 30,000 hectares farmlands in Imo State. You'll be wondering what military is doing there, right? My government is doing very well. Look, prices of rice, beans, gari, everything don't they come down. Even its security don't. In fact, security don't even improve under my watch. Who said this and to whom? Your president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is telling you people, He say make I tell on that message. Meanwhile, Atiku Abubakar come fire and come talk say, hey, say now you be the most incompetent president in Nigeria don't ever get. You then reach only the rich people and you then starve the poor people. Hey, hey. This fight too go settle on like this. Mixed reactions trail Tinubu's 2 years in office as reforms hit northerners. Would also look into that. Electricity reforms. Experts fault high tariffs without supply of electricity as residents lament blackout since 2019. That means the people will never get light at all since 2019. Rivers, I'm committed to oath I took. I remain focused. For Barra 9, they talk this one. Meanwhile, Oga Abbas, where he be saying I be the illegitimate, the interim person, the military administrator. He don't talk, say he don't ready to defend the 2025 budget. All right, moving on to other issues. 2027, obedience give conditions as coalition gathers momentum. That one safe day, as matter will be say we will use this evening. Accept okay, so appeal court Okpebolo don't tell Iwodalo to accept appeal court judgment in the spirit of statesman as appeal court don't make and good say him win the election. NDLEA arrest would be pilgrims with cocaine. All right. Tinubu has endorsed Enugu governor for second term. After easy and I talk am say Tinubu don't endorse Peter Mbah for second term. You'll be wondering the endorsement is it with or without the vote of the people because it's like it's raining endorsements these days. All right, moving on to other issues. Immigration naps fleeing Enugu native doctor Obieze wanted for kidnapping, ritual killing. That is that man where be say they see a septic tank for inside the house where be say they bury people what looks like burying alive. Midterm security economy improving under my watch. I already told you the president said that. And then we quickly move to other issues. As professorship not for fools, appeal court berates lecturer jailed for rigging election for Akpabio. You know that lecturer wey rig election for Akpabio be appeal court don lambast something and say calm down. The fact say you be professor no mean say you go dey do anyhow. You see, professorship not be for people wey be idiots. Sorry, not be for fools. Talking about studentship and all of this, students coppers escape death as classroom collapse during WAEC in Taraba State. And I tell on I say students carry night candle they write WAEC for inside Nigeria and they don't WAEC don't apologize. Say make una no vex so na delay in getting materials na in cause am. Atiku don't come lambast WAEC again say in fact say na national disgrace and I don't disgrace us like this for inside this country. Well, all of this matter and more now we carry come to the Dr. Maduka, thank you so much once again for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you here. It's been a long time. We missed you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I miss you guys too.
Okay, so
Miss
let's
you
let's
guys
start
too.
before we get to Nnamdi Kanu's issue. Today is 29th of May. And it will be a lot
Yeah.
of this if we do not start with Tinubu's 2 years in office. So make I just quickly tell you what he talk about himself. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has boasted that his government is doing very, very well, saying they do very well, as in they mark, saying they make undeniable progress. That is progress, so it be say nobody go fit deny them. Where they visible to the blind and audible to the deaf. It can't decide
Mm.
say it did say inflation don't they come down. You know, say you get the kind, I don't want to say boju boju. You get the kind of abracadabra where NBS, National Bureau of Statistics, they do these days. So it doesn't push down inflation. They push down inflation. But if you look at the reality for the markets, it can't be like saying now otherwise. I don't know. But then he said if you look, I'm saying inflation don't they drop and prices of stable foods like rice, beans, gari, yam, all those things don't they come down. That is to show that he's doing very well. And people are asking, are these foodstuffs coming down from the way they were before you took over office? Now the question be that. Now, despite the bump in the cost of living, we have made undeniable progress, he said. Inflation has begun to ease with rice prices and other staples declining, Mr. Tinubu said in his national broadcast today. Mr. Tinubu also acknowledged the unprecedented cost of living crisis brought about by his harsh and sudden policy. So today, I proudly affirm that I be won't play the video. I say make I no make on a two vex if I play the video. In case I no go like me if I play them. So make I use my voice reader. Today, I proudly affirm that our economic reforms are working. We have stabilized our economy and are now better positioned for growth and prepared to withstand global shocks. That's what he talk. In fact, he talk a lot of things. He can say even on dying watch, say security don't improve because security never did good like this before. So he don't improve on dying watch. However, Atiku Abubakar don't blast them from. In fact, he don't give up uppercut. He say, "Hey, Oga, calm down. You dey hail yourself. Say wetin happen." He say, "You now you be the most. In fact, say your administration. In fact, you be the most incompetent and anti-people government who be say we don't ever see for inside this world. In fact, for Nigeria, say for the history of Nigeria, your administration now the most incompetent and anti-people's government in history. Yay." Now, in a statement, we be say in post for, of course, in social media platform, they say in the 2 years of office for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, it has proven to be one of the most incompetent, disconnected, and anti-people government in Nigeria's democratic history. No previous administration has inflicted this level of hardship on the masses while showing such disregard for any transparency, accountability, or responsible leadership. I don't know whether Nigerians understand that grammar. That is, they say no government don't ever put Nigerians for the kind of pain where Tinubu don't put them. And say, in no con they even show accountability. You know they show say, you know they make things clear, you know they transparent, and you know they even show say in be responsible leader. Abubakar also point out say the incumbent president has not only deepened poverty across the country, but it has also set new records in wasteful public spending. So that is, he not only make poverty come dey deep, deep, gidigba. Like say poverty build foundation. Say he even come set new record as person wey waste money pass, even as people poor pass. In fact, he can't blame and say in administration, they make the rich people richer. They make the poor people, the kukuma one die finish. Make I just stop and here, make I not talk too much. Dr. Maduka, sir, I should say he in Nigeria. So please give these two statements fair trial. We're in your court now.
No, well, it's only lizard that fell from the Iroko tree, and
The hail
he
himself.
looked every side and say, if you nobody praises him, he will praise
Praise
himself.
himself.
I think,
Mm.
yeah, that is the real truth. Tinubu didn't tell us how much he met fuel price when he entered 29th of May 2023. It was more just around 140 per liter. Today he's priding that fuel is almost 1,002 in my area here. And in some
Oh
area,
wow.
1,500, area 800. Yes, my area
Oh
is one
wow.
two. Yeah. So Tinubu didn't tell us how much he made the dollar. You know, it was 460. And today we're talking about 1.6, 1,006, 1,005.
Yes. Hmm.
He didn't tell us
Even
that.
even for direct market price, oh, not be saying that
Uh,
just parallel markets.
Yeah, Tinubu didn't tell us that inflation when he entered was one single digit rating. Today we have 27.5% inflation.
No, but
He
in
didn't tell
fairness,
us
in
that.
fairness, in fairness, now double digit in meet under Buhari.
Yeah, okay, but let me come. Tinubu didn't tell us how much of our people are going through traumatic experience. You know,
Ew.
say, say it's easy to self-praise, but the reality is on ground. Ask an average Nigerian wetin Tinubu don't do for him. He will tell you, say he don't
Hmm.
suffer.
Ew.
Over 6,000 Nigerians don't die under 2 years. In a sane society, when a single
Wait. Okay, I
individual,
cannot vex. Dr. Ondo cannot vex. You say over 6,000 Nigerians don't die for the
yes,
past two
yes,
years where President
yes,
Bola Tinubu.
don't take
Whoa.
over. Yeah. So,
Whoa.
and that alone should be a sober reflection to our president if he's empathic, if he has sympathy in him. For every sane society, a single individual who dies represents the agony of others in a country.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to see how much someone can self-praise himself when the reality on ground is very glaring. Nigerians are going through uh, unprecedented, unheard of, something that has never happened in Nigeria. The agony is much. How on earth will you tell somebody that rice has come down? In what situation and where? All these are all propaganda. I think Tinubu is only good at having people who are propagating, propaganda about his regime. The
So
reality
you,
is on
you
ground.
feel say
Nobody
you
can
feel
say.
say people need to tell them the truth for where in the
Psychophants are much more with him. Because what are you saying? You and I, we all know what is happening. People are going through traumatic experience, like I said before. Security is not there, which is the basic aspect of every leadership. That is the core of governance. The core is protecting of the lives and properties of all citizens. But here and there, some of us cannot travel even within our states without experiencing insecurity. I'm not going to talk about the north, where it is now something you cannot even fathom. You don't know how to describe it, especially in the northeast.
hmm.
Every day, these insurgents are now so bold that they
Hmm.
can attack military formations, take some of their armory, and post in a video for Globe to see. So I don't know how Tinubu is self-praising himself because I've been trying to look at a certain trajectory. Where exactly can I point out and say, oh, let's clap for Tinubu? The only place I can say we can clap for him is in a photo shot. He
Eh?
loves, yeah, photo shots. Yeah.
Eh?
Every person that comes to visit him will always take picture so to tell Nigerians, this person visited me.
I don't
Anywhere
understand.
he is,
So you said the only
no,
place
that
you go
is
fit praise the president now for taking photos.
for a photo everywhere. Anytime, even when
Ah,
anybody that enters. Last time it was the chief priest. He take picture with them. The video, he take picture with them. Anybody aside the couple, so he take picture. So that just it. Yeah, when he take picture, he smiles, and that's the only way you can see Tinubu, in a good mood. Apart from that, a president that cannot leave his comfort zone to track his citizens' well-being shouldn't even self-praise himself. Nigerians, like I said, there have been a lot of disasters. A lot of people are now in ID camps. How many times have you seen a president with good heart visiting those people to commiserate with them? Pray, give them succor, give them a sense of hope. And it's not done. So I don't know where I'm going to place his self-praise. Okay, now maybe another place I can say yes, Tinubu has done well is in multiple taxation, in
hmm.
increase in tariffs. So he has done well there. At least he's increasing it. And unfortunately, as it's increasing the tariff for electricity, electricity is not coming forth. So you pay for what you're not even provided for. Another place is probably loans. So he's good at loans. So we all getting loans that he knows that even his children may not be able to pay. So I applaud Tinubu for that. So like I'm just giving you a tip. Let me give you a tip on my article on Saturday, this coming Saturday. I said Nigerians are going to be collateral to World Bank, China, and Europe soon, because the loans we are taking, when our leader cannot pay, Nigeria should be the collateral. So
That
we
is when
will be.
Tinubu no fit pay for this loan, then Tinubu go use you, Dr. Madoka, to collect all that collateral. They go give it to
No,
Igbo
it's
people.
the reality. He's signing on behalf of you and me. It's not.
No, now
He's
him,
not the
no, just put
president
you,
of
just
Tinubu.
use you for example. Come out me and my family first, sir.
See,
Use you for
look,
example.
let's let's be realistic. Anytime he append his signature to anything, he's appending that signature between us. So it's not about himself. Is serving because it's assumed that we have given him power
The
to
authority,
rule over
yes.
us. So whatever he does is in tandem with an assumption that he's doing it on behalf of every Nigerian. So this is the core issue. So I think look at the recent one that has been alleged, $21.5 billion and $758 billion domestic loan. And you ask yourself, how are we going to pay? For an average Nigerian, if that loan is gotten, every Nigerian is going to owe the World Bank 5.2 million naira. That's we are going to owe. So that is why I say we are going to be collateral. So
Yay!
being collateral,
That is
yeah,
each
yeah, you're
Nigeria
going to be
now go
collateral.
pay. That is for all that money. You know, say that thing now. If that loan they approve and
Mm.
which they are likely to approve, because the Akpabio administration don't let us know say nothing then go bring, nothing president go bring on the table wey no go. That loan now, Nigerian debts fee increase to
120
180
trillion.
trillion.
Yeah,
Now it could be 180
yeah.
trillion naira. I say each Nigerian go dey owe how much?
5.2 million to World
That is now
Bank.
money where you go dey owe like this. Because if
Yeah,
like say
yeah,
me and
you
my
are
family
an
go comot ourselves for that old
yeah,
loan.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, out of if you divide the assumption of 200 million Nigerians with
Uh-huh.
divided by 120 trillion, almost 5 point something million per individual. So that is that's why I
Yay!
say that probably are going to be a collateral, because when Tinubu, because he won't pay this money, how even if he serve for the next 6 years, there's no way he can pay. And the issue is that I'm so pissed off that our leaders are not internalizing. They're not looking inwards. They're not thinking outside the box. They're just looking for easy way to overcome challenges. It's not done that way. And when patronage in leadership is all about my friend, my family, that is why we're having this problem. So we are all going to be indebted to China soon. And I'm just hoping that they don't go through that loan. They don't go through that loan, because if they go through that loan, we're going to have a serious problem, because the ones they even collected before, we have not seen anything tangible to say, oh, yes. Even in our home, when a father
This is
says he's
how
going to
it
collect a yam, and he went out, come back without the yam, and he tells you, look, my son, I've gone to borrow yam. Definitely will say, where is the yam? That's what Nigerians are asking. All the money where you they borrow, where the money they go? After, look, when he borrow now, the first thing he will do is to go to France. And then maybe, who knows, to tell them how much he has borrowed.
But for this same administration also they claim say they don't help us to reduce our debt now.
You see, Precious, I don't know how to
Sir,
say it. How will you help reduce the debt? You see, what they did was a magic show. They told Nigerians we have liquidated IMF loan liability
the
of over 300
the
million.
COVID-19 loan.
So we advertised
Mm.
it, we all held it, we danced on it, we are happy on it. We didn't know it's a ploy. It's a ploy, that they are looking for another system way of taking us on the rope. And that rope is this recent one. So it's not
Oh,
a palatable regime for his
okay. No,
two
no,
years.
no, no, no vex. Make I explain
Yeah,
am well. Make I ask you well,
yeah.
sir. You they talk say they only tell us say they clear that IMF COVID-19 loan just because they get for mind say they won't take more loan again. I make them talk that one.
Na him now because
So to use the CPOS before
na
they take another
na
loan.
him make am because if they clear, remember when they clear, IMF come up and say Nigerian financial stating is stable. So that is like giving them, it's all like an attestation. When somebody want to attest to you, he will tell you that, oh, this person is good. Then the person who want to give you loan will say, oh yeah, you're stable. So IMF and World Bank are the same twins. So whenever they tell you something, look the other way. Somebody is coming out after you. So when they gave that testimony that Nigerian economy is stable and this and that, I was wondering, because this same IMF or World Bank a few months ago said that Nigerian economy is in quandary, that it's going to take Nigeria 15 years to come out of the mud. The same IMF that come out because of whatever sinister motive to tell Nigerians that, oh, Nigerian economy is now stable, and then I was thinking that there's something wrong, something is fishy, and I wasn't wrong. And when I saw the bill being passed to, of course, the seemingly compromised NAS chamber. So I wasn't
You,
shocked. I wasn't
you think NAS is compromised?
seemingly. So that's why I put it seemingly
Eh.
compromised. Yeah, it's true. Because what is it? You just said it. In a sense, society will why will you approve 21 billion for Christ's sake? What are you using it for? And if you look at what they want to use it for, you're just not too. I don't even know how to say it. I'll give you an instance, just one instance. In the 2025 budget provision, it was there that you can see one of the projects of the consultancy projects of the NAS is that one street light is going to cost, I think, 266 million naira for one street light. So they budgeted.
One street light. Yay. 266 million naira for one street light. This is a shocker. I think Dr. Maduka has a
Yeah, they
network here.
budgeted over 390.
Yes.
So what do you, the same loan they are collecting is going to be among themselves. So that is it. That is the problem. That is the problem we are going to have.
Oh,
So
okay, sir, going back to the crux of the matter, based on what Atiku Abubakar said, do you agree with him on all that he said, that his government is actually the reverse of everything that he has praised themselves on right now, that he has actually brought more hardship to Nigerians than any other government in the history of our democracy? Is that not a bit too much?
no, it's not too much. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's the
Yeah.
reality. So there's not too much on it. It's the reality. It's happening. We are seeing it. So it's not something that you can say you're not aware of. Every one of us were aware of it. It's the truth. So I don't know how Nigeria. Yeah, it's the worst.
Okay. All right. So there's also a message I have here. There's also a message I have here under here. If you can read it, it says, Tinubu is a thief. I don't want to go there. Is all his cabinet members have pending cases with the EFCC. Some are ex-convicts. To be honest, government must have criminal. To be honest, sorry, to be in Tinubu's government, you must have criminal records. That's what somebody here just says. I do hope that Dr. Maduka will rejoin us so we look through that very quickly, because this is a heavy indictment. If it's anything to go by. But then going through further statement from Atiku Abubakar, he did say quite a lot. In fact, he added that Nigeria is a nation where the rich gets richer and the poor are punished for trying to survive. That is, if you dare try to survive, they will punish you, saying that waiting Nigeria don't become. In fact, quoting him, he says, "It is sad that apart from being the poverty capital of the world, Nigeria has, under this administration, emerged as the unenviable position, or emerged as the unenviable position as the capital of malnourished children in Africa." Of course, you know that World Food Program report and all that had Nigeria carry first from behind, having beaten Sudan and that other nations that are at war. According to the Global Hunger Index 2024, our country is one of the most affected by hunger and malnutrition, occupying the 18th position. Excerpts from Atiku Abubakar's statement. The former vice president vowed to rally a coalition of opposition groups to oust President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, no matter what happens. And then he also did mention that no amount of intimidation from any sector or anywhere can stop him or stop the coalition from taking place or stop the coalition from ensuring they take over government from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think Dr. Madoka has rejoined us. Let's take
Sorry,
his
I'm
view
very
on this
sorry.
conversation.
I'm sorry. I'm back.
It's okay, Dr.
Sorry.
It's okay, Dr. Madoka. So I asked you a question before you left. I said there's a message at the comment section. If you read
okay.
it, the person asserts that for you to be in Tinubu's, that most people in Tinubu's government have, in his cabinet, have pending cases with EFCC.
Mm.
Some are even ex-convicts. And he said for you to be in Tinubu's government, you must have criminal records. Is that not way too much?
Why do you think it's too much?
I'd like you to react.
Why do you think?
I don't know, sir. Please
No,
react.
no. See, Adam Oshomole was the chairman of APC one time, and he said
Mhm.
it plainly that once you cross over to APC, your sins are forgiven. Why do you think that everybody is jumping to APC? Let me give you an instance. The Oko was them, who is facing
Mm.
multiple charges, is now in APC. And I'm telling you,
But he has admitted that it's not because of his
he won't tell
whatever
you.
EFCC
He won't tell.
invitation
He
that.
won't tell you. He won't tell you because you see the issue that they will not tell you. But it's impliedly it is a truth. You look at people like Ojus Okalo, he enters and come out. Look at people like Okrocha, who was pursued even onto the ceiling. Today is not about talking. A lot of them, oh, most of them are all having one case or the other. It goes to show you how much APC has really helped to actualize or to authenticate the article's statement that
Hmm.
APC is the worst, party ever. It's authenticated.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, sir, other people would also have the argument. Like under Atiku Abubakar's tweet, somebody posted this under his tweet in response that, I mean, why are people blaming President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? That he clearly inherited a comatose economy. You can see the response there. This so-called opposition is quick to criticize, but offers no real solution. President Tinubu inherited a broken system from massive debts to decayed infrastructure, massive debts, which he has doubled. What I'm sorry to say, but from the evidences that we have now, anything where be say make up speak up pigeon, waiting it be say or the say where it be say Buhari take in 8 years, under 2 years, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu don't take him at Jara. I don't know whether you understand.
See,
Uh-huh.
pressure.
So, but this is what somebody is claiming. So that exonerating the president from all of this and saying that it's not his fault, that after all he inherited a comatose economy and all this.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Please, you see, the issue is that I said it before, there are a lot of psychophancies. Let me tell you something. It's a simple analogy. If I am going to, if I am going to manage a company, please, I don't see my picture. I hope you're seeing it by the background. But let me go on.
Yes, I can see
Okay.
you. I can see you, sir.
Okay.
Don't worry, you're fine.
Okay. It's okay. So if I am going to be appointed as a managing director of a company that I know is sick, and they gave me all the problems about that company, I if I know I cannot be able to rescue that company, I won't go and ask to be interviewed. So this is the real issue.
Hmm.
Bola Tinubu came
Hmm.
out to contest and campaign that he knew the problem of Nigeria.
Hmm.
If you know the problem of Nigeria, why are you passing bulk? Why are people supporting you and saying everything is not because you are not, it wasn't your own making? Look, leadership wasn't forced on you. You deliberately accepted to work because you've seen the problem and you want to solve the problem. That's what leadership is all about. Passing blames, excuses to me has no meaning. If you want to take a job, you should be able to know your capacity, your competence to be able to undergo and do that job credibly. If you can't do it, you resign. Don't start telling people why you didn't do that. Let me take you to Genesis. Who is Buhari
Hmm.
and who is Tinubu? Who brought in
Yeah.
Buhari? They have a common agenda. They have a common foundation. In my house, if I have a brother who is senior to me and is asking Madoka, I am equally an Madoka too. So if he goes out to profane, commit any crime, my family name will be smeared. It's not about him.
Hmm.
They said in Igbo land,
So it will affect you too.
yes, they said in Igbo land, when one finger touches an oil, touches oil, it soils the other. So let this issue about the Tinubu wasn't the architect. It's not the issue. We have overcome these excuses. He is there now, and why he's there is to solve the problem. If there's no problem, we won't need a leader. The essence
Hmm.
of us are, letting him is because there was a problem. So he should stop all these excuses. Is it the problem that gave rise to him knowing that there was a problem for him to buy SUVs that cost how many millions of dollars? If you in your house, you know you have a problem in your house, won't you cut your cloth according to your size or whatever? Is there any way that Tinubu is exhibiting any remorse, any empathy, any idea that Nigeria is even broke? There's no
Make I
way.
just remind you something, sir. Even the SUV, we don't know whether na personal money or because they are appropriated. We never see the money where and then the aeroplane too. We never see where the money till now. We don't know where they come out the money from. You understand,
that
sir?
is the
I say make I
problem.
remind you.
That is the problem. I'm saying that when he says that he had done well, I am talking about transparency and accountability. You are talking about what about the yacht? The yacht that was even paid before we all knew. So what are you talking? If somebody is defending this, that person, I don't know what to say. You're defending failure because it's from your tribe or because it's your political lineage or whatever. We're talking about the life, the soul of a country. We're talking about generations. We're talking about lives of people who are dying right now in the hospital because there's no light, there's no doctors. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about sentiment. Nigerians are so much emotional that sentiments become the clamor on who is leading or who is ruling. We're no more thinking about about Nigeria as a collective entity for all Nigerians, irrespective of whether you are there or not. You just talked about the type of people, the bunch of people that Tinubu is in his cabinet. One thing I know, even where I work in, I give you a job and you don't perform, you are fired. Look at what is happening in security. People have accused the defense minister There was nothing that had not been said about him. He's still there. So what are you talking? Who do you blame? And somebody say you can't blame him. He carried a log of wood. One log of wood. He brought the log of wood. And is the person who's supposed to remove the log of wood from Nigeria. Unfortunately, he came in and started shouting that the log of wood is big. When you know it's big, you brought it to Nigeria, then remove it. That is the thing why they tell you precious. Nigeria, we are so emotional. And this emotion is not even about collectiveness. This emotion is about where do I come from? Who is leading? Is it from my tribe? Is it from my religion? And that is why we are being humiliated. Look at what you discovered before. In WAEC, look at what happened. Students were taking exam using phone line. Touchline.
Phone touch.
What had happened to that school? Nothing. In my area here, it's virtually that we are the ones even doing everything for our teachers. We are the one repairing schools. What is government doing? Here too, we are the one looking for security. We have a vigilante group. Here we are repairing our roads. Here we are even bringing water. Well, of course, you talk about light. Here we are the ones that are even bringing pipes. In fact, recently, just 6 months ago, our pole fell. 14 poles fell. We waited for NEPA for how many years? PH and EDCO. That's Enugu. For more than how many months they never come. We are the one that contributed millions of naira from my village to put those posts and even wire. So what are you talking? What is it?
And then you know that after buying that, it becomes NEPA property.
That is it.
You know, sir.
They will after we don't do the you see their motor coming with the lag as if they are working. So what is it? Where do we say, oh, Tinubu has done well? If there's anywhere, tell me. The refinery, they all shouted that has worked. Port Harcourt, everybody is jubilating. It's now shut down. Millions went on drain. So you see, sometimes talking about Nigeria is headache. But unfortunately,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I was going to say, because you mentioned electricity, some experts have also faulted the increase in tariff of electricity, despite the lack of electricity supply or improvement in electricity supply. Would you like to chime in on that? But see, I don't know whether only me don't see these reports before, and I don't mention this before. I mention them again and again. I remember very well during Muhammadu Buhari's administration, say, Madam Minister for Finance, we did their then been tell us say they don't gradually comot subsidy for electricity. That report been there. See am, sir. I don't put them for the screen for you. You see the headline here. We've quietly removed electricity subsidy, fuel subsidy to follow. FG. See when the publication happened, 2022. So, but this government, they tell us, say, now because they remove subsidy for electricity, now you make the increase this tariff of band A, band B. And they can't, they want say band C and D if you even get more increase in tariff again. So, which subsidy be this one now will come the add for electricity or will come out for electricity again under President Tinubu administration? That aside, no improvement in electricity supply. Some people are complaining that since 2019 they've been in blackouts, just like Uyop, the complaint you also made. So why tax people more when there is no improvement? That's what people are saying.
See, let me tell you the truth is that we have a very fundamental problem in this country, and that fundamental problem is greed and people that are unpatriotic. There are Nigerians that are willing to sell Nigeria for their own personal benefit. When you go through the NEPA privatization policy or agreements, you will cry for this country. The agreement the investors are supposed to bring in money to improve on the infrastructures. But who are the people who they divided this infrastructure to? People that don't even know anything about electricity. So now what happened is that we are even paying more than when NEPA was with Nigeria.
Yes.
That is what is happening. So how on earth will a country survive under such program? I was asking somebody,
Okay. So,
wasn't there any clause in that agreement that said if you don't perform optimally, there should be a fine for non-performance? But no. Who are those who drafted this memorandum of understanding, the agreement? Nigerians. So that's why I'm saying that in Nigeria, there are people where go fit sell Nigeria if only they can get what they want to get. And let me tell you, Precious, and this is very, I don't know, but let me just state it. I don't think we've had what you call a country. What we have are just individuality.
eh?
Yes. What I'm saying, when you have a,
So our country no be country.
no, you see, country is not about the name. It's about the people.
Hey.
No, it's about the people. Nigeria cannot exist without
Hmm.
Nigerians. But the issue that are Nigerians Nigeria, ponder on it. Are Nigerians
Hmm.
Nigeria? Most of us don't even believe in it. Because if you believe in it, there should be an ideology that I should look anytime I want to do something. That ideology should prick my conscience. And I will do something that will help the country. But nothing. We are divided. We may just be pretending about it. We are not united. If you look at the political terrain today, you discover that the thing is more or less tribal. The North are talking about their time. They're not talking about the country itself. It's about who rules, which zone rules. There's no single ideology that can say, this is me as a Nigerian, I can be anywhere and vie for a post. It's not done. So what makes you think that we are Nigeria or there's a country? If you're an American or UK, anywhere, okay, let me give you an instance. In Europe, Europe is linked. Europe is different countries, but it's linked among themselves. You can leave Brussels and decide to go and stay in Germany. Nobody will molest you. After a few years of residence, you become a bona fide citizen in Germany. You can contest and be voted for and vote for people. If this country is a country, if I have lived in Kano for 20 years, and because my name bears Madoka, and there's a call for political awareness or whatever, I cannot go and contest. So how do you think that this is a country? I give back to my children, all of them, in Lagos. But they cannot be taken as bona fide indigents of Lagos State. Rather, I have to come to Abia to come and collect certificate of what? State of origin. So how do you define a country? A country is where everybody is treated equal, where there's no demarcation, where I can see you irrespective of your tribe, I can embrace you with love, and I can smile sincerely when I'm embracing you. But in this country, if I'm embracing from another tribe, even within my tribe, backwards, because in that embrace, there could be a knife. So how do you call it a country?
Hey.
This is the reality of this country. We've not been able to say the truth. When we have a country, everybody will know. It's not about a zone, southeast, northeast. No. How do you bring us together so that I can be proud of being a Nigerian? What am I looking up to as a Nigerian? You're sharing money to people The people you're sharing money are not even the people who are supposed to benefit. Because most of these elderly ones in the village
Oh dear.
don't
I
have
think
bank
network has
account.
cut to that. Okay.
Now they call is it people that have phones?
Whoa.
Not
Okay.
about this
So,
country. And until we are sincere, a country, we will get a country. But for now, everything is about me, myself,
okay.
and 8 years old. Next 2031 is not. On all these divisions, what has it given to us? What is the benefit? And the worst aspect of it, precious, that they don't even look for the best within that vicinity to give this post. They look for
Oh.
the worst that will keep us in
Mm.
captive, and they don't mind. And that was why when Buhari was coming up, somebody said, even if it's a NEPA certificate,
Never certificate.
that they will
Never
vote
be
him. It's the reality. Nigerians are excelling in everywhere they are. When some of us will travel out, we stand toe to toe. But when you come to this country, you see people that are leading you, and sometimes you are ashamed to leave these shows. And they will be asking you, Doc, what's happening in your country? You have great men. Why do you put in this old great grandfathers that are supposed to be going to the village to tell their children tales of the moonlight? Like I said, 27th May, the president gave all the good news about a Nigerian child. And I was just laughing. The same rhetorics I had when I was in the last 60 years, they use are the future of tomorrow. Where are they used? I am now 60 something years. Where is the future?
Your future never reach.
Where is the future? The same set of
Hey.
people. If you look at the same set of people, I saw the appointment that the president gave recently.
Hmm.
Over the same recycling of people. And these people they are recycling, there's no antecedent. There's nothing you can say these people have done well. And there are youths that are firebrand. There are youths that are great innovators. We don't pull them. We take the same grandfather, great grandfather who are supposed to be sleeping to come and govern a great country like Nigeria. And you think we are a country? They have the same trajectory, the same history of telling us who broke the law in 1966, who is this, the same storyline that divides instead of uniting us. So where is the country? A country is where I can be proud of. When I got to 60 years and I'm retired, I can feel happy because I can go to any supermarket. When I flash my card, I'm giving some things on a discount. But many of our people who have retired, worked 35 years, they can't even get their pension. Their gratuity is not there. Some of them died queuing to collect the stipend. Is it a country?
Okay. So do you know that in this Nigeria that we are today, there are pensioners who go to the bank to queue up to collect 500 naira pension monthly as payments, some 400 and
Yeah.
something. When I saw that report, I felt like crying. There are states that the state government is still paying pensioners 400 and something, 500 and something, very, very minute, peasant, paltry amount. I don't even know how to explain
Yeah.
it. It's very annoying. You can imagine a pensioner who is sick, old, and elderly queuing up at the bank to collect 500 naira, 1,500, his pension money for that
Yeah.
month. In fact, the transport money alone when you go pay to come collect that pension
Yeah.
self, don't finish the
Yeah.
pension money. There's some things we know for EMA person they at all at all, sir. Thank you. But let's quickly move on to other
Yeah.
issues. So this issue that's got to do with Nnamdi Kanu. Today, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja, he he comment some video evidences and some written statements too, where the DSS bring us evidence against Nnamdi Kanu. Before he been talk, say, well, he go look at whether he go fit admit those evidences or he no go fit admit them. But waiting make and commot those evidences, he talk say because Nnamdi Kanu claims say some of those statements them were in right and some of those videos them say he make them under duress sake of say when DSS hold am say they no gree am get in lawyers when he make the statement them. So say na DSS force am to make the statement, so he make them under duress. And then Justice Omotosho come talk say even though say if you look at the video evidences, so say some of them no show say he make am under duress, but because of say the law state say if you dey bring
Yeah.
anybody to come give statement. Say the person must give his statement either by with where in attorney day, that is in judge
Yeah.
day, in lawyer day. Even lawyer no day, a civil society person must day, or lawyer where be say government go give
Yeah.
him must day, unless the person no go fit give that statement. Unfortunately, for this matter like this, the courts or the DSS no get anybody close by when Nnamdi, the times and when Nnamdi Kanu make those statements them. And Justice James Omotosho come talk say he don't see the things or say he no go fit override wetin the law talk by admitting those evidences. Understanding say Nnamdi Kanu open a mouth talk say those things and when talk, even the written ones, say he write them under duress because say in lawyers be no dey available and DSS be no alarm to get in lawyers available when e be say in write those statements and talk those things and when talk. So what does this mean for Nnamdi Kanu's case generally? The fact that because some of them were really very heavy. Some of them he admitted to doing some things that it's really heavy that would have indicted him. But the good thing is that now the courts don't talk, say, we no go admit her. Those ones then for evidence. Because of say your lawyer be no day near when you make those statements. And Justice Omoto. So what do you think? What does this mean for Nnamdi Kanu? Because some members of the IPOB are overjoyed over this. They are very happy. They're elated. They are looking at Justice James Omotosho as, giving fairness to Nnamdi Kanu's case. You know, saying don't expedite action to make sure, say, make the case go rapidly to finish quick. So I would like to get your reaction, sir.
Well, justice sometimes may not go the way you think, especially in
Hmm.
Nigerian context. You will see evidence koro, and the day of the final judgment, you'll be shocked.
You go hear another
That
thing.
is it. You remember the the what happened during the electoral tribunal, you know. So you know
Mm.
when even the law is very clear. Somebody is saying that when you say and is not and is not a conjunction, is a joint. But now I'm saying that if I say Precious and Madoka, they are different set of people. But somebody say no,
Yes.
that the ant is not. So in law, there are a lot of things that could jeopardize a case. And one of the critical thing is who is in charge of the case, the judge. And I think Justice Omotosho is trying to see if there's going to be some kind of credibility given to the bench, because a lot of Nigerians don't
Hmm.
even believe them again. Anytime anybody is going to
Hmm.
court, it's just like, oh, go pray, you know. But I think it's giving them some kind of credibility. But nobody should rejoice. Because
Hmm.
this is not the first time that this case has come up. And of course, Nnamdi Kanu was one time vindicated and still is still being held. So the Nigerian system has made it in such a way that sometimes a lawyer or a judge pronouncement may not be honored if the DSS or security agencies are not happy with the judgment. So that is the problem. It's not just about the judge, because if you're talking about justice, it has been served. But the same federal government is still detaining him, and they added more charges. So that is the issue. I pray that what is happening now will be settled politically. I think it's the only president that can settle this matter, and he rest. But if it's this judge, justice or court, because after this high court, it's going again. The DSS or federal government will put it and push it again to another place. So the whole thing keep on, being a sort of, confused.
But why the courts? Why the federal government they quick to calling off Shobore's own? Then in fact then declare say Shobore case say be something wey be say they go fit even attend to, then free him, acquit am. Why then do that? And then why did they also help in Igboho's case? And why is it difficult to apply such fairness in Nnamdi Kanu's case? That's what people are thinking
let,
or
let me
saying.
tell you, I am an Igbo man. I work in a federal establishment and retired. I know how we have been looked on. Except somebody just want to be, try to say, oh, this is Nigeria, like all of us are saying. This case would have been a forgotten issue. But there's something about this Ibophobia. Nnamdi Kanu is very much entrenched to actualizing his ambition. It's a project to him. And I perceived that the government must have dangled some carrots for him to douse his claim or his project. But the guy is undaunted. And that is why the federal government is taking it as they are. We remember that Igboho wasn't much of Nigerian issue. It was Benin Republic.
Yes, it was in Benin Republic.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
but the Nigerian government was the one also pushing the prosecution in Benin Republic.
yeah,
Remember
but
that, sir?
the law is different from what is obtainable there.
But no vex, I know, sir. But say people they look at this thing through the eye of bilateral relationship. At the time where we say Igboho case happen, Muhammad Buhari dey government, and he make sure say Benin Republic, no release them. But immediately come up for government. Nine Benin, Yoruba man enter. Nine Benin release them. That's what people are looking at it as. Then, secondly, remember the way heavyweights from inside the southwest use clamor behind Igboho when that thing happen. Why we not see that same, reaction when it be say Nnamdi Kanu on happen? It can't be like see some Igbo leaders they deliberately distance themselves from Nnamdi Kanu, make it no be said and call them terrorists.
So let me tell you the truth. Some of our leaders are cowards. I don't mince word to say it. Some of them are cowards. Some of them are saboteurs. Some of them, like I said, some of them are just green snake under green grass. Some of them don't even understand who they are. Some of them still believe in inferiority mentality. Some of them believe that if they don't bow down to certain set of people, they will not eat. So that's the difference. When Nnamdi Kanu called them a fulefus, we don't know what it means, but I'm trying to learn what a fulefu is. Look at people like Ojuzo Kanu, Okorocha, even Umahi. Who are they? Who among them is going? They are distancing themselves because to them, if Nnamdi Kanu come out, their bread will not be buttered. But when you take the time, when you have Ikoku, when you have Mbakwe, when you have Opara, when you have some great Igbo men, by now, Nnamdi Kanu would have come out. That is why I'm a little bit skeptical about when you talk about Igbo leaders. Igbo leaders are the worst in terms of selfishness. What is this young man dragging about? He's dragging about equity and justice for your region. This is the only region that they got loan for railway, millions of dollars. Your zone was not included.
Yes, was boycotted.
Till today, they started on this coastal, Calabar, Lagos coastal road, 15 trillion. Your zone was totally not included. And who is in charge? An Igbo man. So that's why I said they are cowards, they are selfish, they are greedy. They can bow down to mammons because they don't understand what it means to defend your ancestral home. And that was what Nnamdi Kanu stood for. These leaders you talk about, they don't. Are they not the ones that are saying that no Igbo man is what ruling Nigeria? You heard about it. The same people. So when they say this about their own tribe people or person, how do you think they can come up to defend somebody who is trying to liberate their people? They thrive on our enslavement because they are the only few people who can talk. And when they talk, they take money and sell their people. Look at what is happening in Imo State. Look at what is happening in Anambra. Look at what is happening in Enugu. Obolafo is now besieged. Have you heard Governor Mba talk about it? Look at what is happening in Imo State. Have you heard Governor Zohopo Zolima talk about it? Have you heard anywhere in Nigeria where an Igbo man is giving land free of charge? Have you heard it? But our leaders here, Eflefus, are dashing our central land to strangers free of charge. Give them school, put borehole water for them, develop that area. Meanwhile, their people are languishing. So what do you think? No, is it not recently that the governor spent 2 billion plus to send people to Saudi Arabia? What can that translate to economic well-being of your state? How many Igbos have been transported from Kanu to Saudi Arabia to go and perform Hajj? You want to prove to your masters that you were a slave. And that is what is happening.
Or how many Igbos? Are you saying how many Igbos have been transported from
Kanu State? Yes, as I said, go to Saudi Arabia and do Umrah. But this man was making it unfair, 2.something billion. Meanwhile, Imo State security architecture is in shambles. Look at Anambra. Look at what the governor went and showed the president. Playground. So funny. And he was there blowing grammar. What kind of people are this? Then I won't talk about Ebonyi State.
So
Ebonyi State, okay, I like the guy. So he's trying. He's not making noise, but he's trying. Then Abia State, you know what we're already experiencing here. This is a glow. We've not known the meaning of Chioma in Abia State. It's a God sent.
What does Chioma mean?
Chioma means good God. Yes, good God. Good God has blessed Abia State. Yes, we are now being blessed. Yes, indefatigable workaholic governor. My place before, you can't walk because what the
Are you from Are you from Abia State,
yeah, I'm
sir?
from Abia, I'm from Isukwata, yes. From my state,
But people are saying that some of Alex Oti work now. The more you look, the less you see. Say you go do road, you go wash down within 2 days once rain
those
fall.
people,
Say the work, saying just they do
those,
media propaganda,
that,
saying that they do any
let me
work.
tell
For good
you,
may tell us, sir.
for the first time in more than 30.
You sure say you not be Labour Party
No, I'm
person?
not. It's not about Labour Party. I don't believe in. Look, I'm always
Oh,
a very critic. See,
okay. All
one
right.
of the things that you cannot take away from Lesoti is insecurity and how he has gone to quell security in Abia State. Abia State is as free as anything. We have not been having much insecurity problem. The man that brought Lock Banta to us, Ojozo Kanu, that posted that he brought Lock Banta, where he positioned all the northerners and this and that, that we are killing and destroying people. But I thank God that OT came and brought another security architecture that has helped today, because my place is closer to Lock Banta. It has helped. I can walk anytime, 12 midnight in my area and nothing. So these are the issues. It's not, and if you talk about infrastructure, I'm telling you, every road built by Alex Oti is standard, is the best you can talk about. I don't know how I will show you, but I'm telling you, there's no road that he built that is not standard. And the ones he's building, in fact, there was one he was building a place, he has to stop when he knew that the standard is not right. And he's reactivating and rehabilitating many companies. Aba now, you can work 24 hours in Aba. Before you dare not now. Who are you? So when you see such people, you give them kudos, you know. So that's the issue. But like I said, generally, we're talking about generally Nigeria now, and based on Nnamdi Kanu's incarceration. The issue is that I gone through the history, and I discovered that for every liberator, everyone who wants to liberate his people from the shackles of enslavement, they've gone through some state concocted incarceration. So Nnamdi Kanu is not the first, neither is going to be the second, but it has made history. Like somebody used to say, I think it's the way Shenka that says that the issue about Biafra is not is a life to some people. So it's not something you can just kill by trying to incarcerate people. No. But I wished that the federal government will release him so that we can see how we can at least help in dousing tension, especially this sit at home on Mondays. It's not too right.
Okay, sir.
Although,
All right, sir.
although I'm happy that people are adjusting. Those are the prices you pay
Okay.
when you're seeking for liberation. I told somebody, look, freedom is not end. Freedom is a battle. And that battle has consequences. The consequences are people are going to suffer. Some people will even die. So these are my definition of freedom. So it's not end. It's a battle. So
Okay, sir. All right.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to remind Nigerians. I mean, we're over 500 of us, almost 700, 600 watching live.
Okay.
So kindly click on the subscription button. Kindly like. If this is your first time of joining us, please subscribe and also please like this page and like this particular report. The year within Ogadi talk, it through us, they give us back to back. So just make sure say you like and subscribe, and of course share this post. So moving forward, sir, do you think that with what is happening now within Nnamdi case that the federal government is a bit sincere to bringing this issue to an end based on the speed way Justice Omotosho they carry the handle the case and the outcome of today's proceedings?
Yeah, I believe so. If we have great leaders from the southeast who can go as a unit to beg the president. Sometimes you have to go beg. Like you're talking
Hmm.
about Iboho case. The Southwest
Hmm.
leaders, they went to Benin and they talked to the government. They begged for their son. So these are
Hmm.
issues. Our leaders in Southeast, they need to go and do that. But my problem about it is that within that enclave, you have one Judas in them. One who will come in the afternoon
Hmm.
and tell us, we have discussed about Nnamdi Kanu. But you go back to the press and say, don't release him. It's a problem.
Hmm.
So that is the issue. And the person will now poison the president. Because I remember there was a time that the president wanted to. I think there was sincerity about releasing. But I think something happened somehow, which you and I are not privy to. But there was this kind of remorse, and I saw the president, but it just died down because some people may not like Nnamdi Kanu coming out. It will overshadow them, and it will clip whatever benefit they are benefiting from Nigeria, because you're going to see overwhelming support for Nnamdi Kanu that will, kind of shatter whatever influence they have amongst Ndibo. So that is why you see some of them going in the night to tell president something else, and some coming in the afternoon to tell us something else. But I'm sure if the Igbo leaders really, really, they know that this is their song, if they can throw away every bit of animosity, envy, sabotage, I think the president will listen. And they can go through the Southwest leaders too by seeing the Oni, seeing all those leaders laughing at all of them. I think when they go to the president, he will listen. So, like I said,
Hmm.
Nnamdi Kanu issue is not a judicial issue. It's going to be sorted out politically. And it's
All right.
only when the will of the Igbo leaders are in conformity with sincerity, and they actually believe that Nnamdi Kanu is their son, they will do the needful.
All right, sir. So make we quickly move to another case because it did drama we happened yesterday for inside court for Akwa Ibom State. I say make I bring you up to speed. You know, say my work now to the bring the gossip the way they happen. So, sir, did you know? You remember saying there is a particular professor where courts don't say they go sentence and carry go
Yeah,
jail because of say he rig election for
yeah.
2019 for Senate now Senate President Godswill Akpabio.
Mm,
So that case can't show face again. In fact, gossip carry and say the professor they waka free instead of until they serve in jail term for prison because of waiting because of Nigeria broken
mm,
criminal system. Say he just the waka free they go. Now, reading the story of we come up yesterday in a scathing criticism against the shameful conduct of a professor jailed for rigging an election for Nigeria's Senate President Godswill Akpabio. The Court of Appeal in Calabar, Cross River State, has said that the rank of a university professor is not meant for fools. Say, hey, Oga Professor, calm down. You see, the rank of professor, is not supposed to be for fools. Is that the court trying to call the professor a fool? Sorry,
mm,
but make I finish to read them. In that quoting the judge, you say the rank of a university professor is not one easily attainable, and is certainly not a rank attained by fools. The court said this in the judgment affirming the 25 March 2021 conviction and 3 years imprisonment of the Professor Peter Ogban by the Akwa Ibom State High
yeah,
Court in Ekore. So you know, say I correct when a court 9 grand and 3 years jail
yeah.
term. Now they carry and go appeal. Appeal don't samaram. Say in fact, say look, if it is a be professor, professorship not be where did he do anyhow. Meanwhile, the professor is working free instead of serving his prison terms because of Nigeria's broken criminal system. According to report by Premium Times, the court's judgment delivered on 30th April 2025 but could only get the certificate certified true copy just I think yesterday or day before yesterday, 27th May. Justice Joseph Oyewole delivered the judgment on behalf of the three-man panel of
Yeah.
justices. Now, the judge made the professor the judge said the judge made the professor not meant for fools
Mhm.
remark
Mm.
when he stated in the judgment that he agreed with the trial court's rejection of Dr. Ogban's argument
Mm.
on why he altered the result of the 2019 senatorial
Mm.
election in two local government areas, Orokanang and I think Etimeko, in Akpabio's favor. Now, Miss that is say, Ogabin they argue, say, excuse me, sir, I not just change the result. This is not the reason why I give. So the court they tell and say that's reason why they give. It no make sense at all at all. So that reason why you give, you know even add up, you know plus up at all at all. Now, Mr. Ogban, a professor of soil science at the University of Uyo, was a returning officer in the 2019 general elections in the Akwa Ibom State Northwest District. In fact, the court don't samaram, tell them say this kind of bad character we get, not be character we people they use get professor. The two, in fact, in the court, the appeal judge Justice Oyewole said the two prosecution witnesses were consistent in pointing out the figures entered by them in Exhibits 2 and 5 for the APC and PDP, which were altered by the appellant Professor Ogba in Exhibit 3. The appellant in his testimony of trial. Now he go appeal, oh. Now he make the court the lambastan now.
Mhm.
You can't the carry appeal, can't give us for something when you know say now you did guilty. In his testimony, as a DW1, admitted that PW1 and PW2 submitted exhibits 2 and 5 to him, and that he was the author of Exhibit 3.
Mm.
The appellant in his defense stated, however, that his figures in Exhibit 3 were derived from the verbal pronouncements made by PW1 and PW2. While some, in fact, make I let you answer the case. Bottom line, court don't lambast the professor. Say not try this kind of thing next time because this kind of character, not the character we people they use with professor. Make I take a reaction very quickly, so I said I'll go move to other matter.
Precious, you see,
Sir.
I invariably I got my PhD in University of Calabar. And so
Hey, you didn't hear that area.
yeah, so and I remember Professor Bot, who is my supervisor. When I started, he told me something, and that thing get me moving. And it's still on record that I broke the record to getting my PhD within before 4 years. One thing he
Oh
told me
wow.
is that
Okay.
PhD is 60% character, 40% academics. Character in the
Hmm.
sense that you're being told, you're being dealt with. In fact, you can write a paper and you can be asked to go and write it again. You know, you're messed up. And all these are to check your character. And there's no way you will come out that people will not attest that you've gone through it because it's about character. But sometimes I kept wondering why professors who are supposed to be the highest moral standard of a society could be caught in such dubious acts. You see, the election we are talking about, the problem we're having in Nigeria about our electoral system, if you look at it properly, 90% of the problem is being caused by professors because they are returning officers. Is a professor that is
Yes.
the INEC chairman. And whenever they are doing any
Absolutely.
election or they are conducting any election, they post professors. And you can see that
Ah,
there's no single election that Nigeria had, and we can say, wow, this is great. It has always
yeah, but
been.
the Abia State election stand out. I was going to mention that because just Professor Nina Oti was she no agree. I be like saying that she be the other name for I no agree for
That
anybody.
is,
She talks say for her life, say she never ever join any
yeah,
magomago. And as a professor, say she no go dirty her paper
yeah,
to use do any magomago. So say she no go
yeah.
agree.
So that's why I'm saying that she is just one out of hundreds. If you watch that, she went through experiences, she went through cajole, she went through threats. and she stood. How many of the professors that we have today could withstand that threat? How many of them can withstand the inducement? These are the problem. And that's why I'm advocating. If I have my chance, if I have my way, we'll have less human interface in all our elections. If you have your phone, you can vote anywhere, and your vote will just go straight to collection center, and it will be recorded. People will watch it live. When you have people who you cannot trust conducting elections, definitely that is the problem. I think this man is just he's just a scapegoat. He's the only one that was caught. They say all dogs they eat shit. He's the one where you see shit for mouth. Now you go say, this dog they eat shit. So that is the problem. It's not only him. We've seen situations even in national TV where a professor to read out the figures that he wrote, he'll be jumping it. And at the end of it, it will be admitted as the submission from that polling youth or from that state. So we have a problem. And unfortunately, the professors, like I said, who ought to be the moral standard of every society, they've compromised. And I'm not even supporting any of them being given any polling booth to go and be the returning officer, because they're all the same. And that's why I'm telling you, I've just informed you. If I have my way, Nigerian election, nobody will even see anybody. Once you register, everything about your database is with INEC. At the day of election, they send you a code. You use that code, vote. So nobody will interfere. And how many are we? 200 million. Out of these 200, probably we are just 90-something million that is going to vote. With AI today, you can assess, you can analyze the result within seconds. It happened in Ghana. Ghana, before election is even over, almost 2 hours for the election to be over, the result is known. And, to worsen the case you're bringing about, the person that was favored in that rigged election is still there now, is now number 3. So why can't we punish such person to serve as a deterrent? Because that's supposed to be. Because
after all, the office of the in office not get immunity.
You don't get immunity. We have to start somewhere. I always admire Singaporean law and Singaporean way when they started the fight for corruption. They didn't start from young ones, from elderly, from the peasants, from the low trodden. No, the Singaporeans started with the allies. They started picking from the vice president, picking the ministers, picking all of them. Because these are the people that with just a pen, they will roll out billions of naira out of the country. So why should the professor be found guilty now, and the person he did that for is walking free? It can't happen in some society. I don't think this thing can happen in China. It can't. Or let me put the most strenuous, South Korea. Not Korea,
North Korea. Oga King. Don't joke with Mr. King, sir. All right, sir. Let's quickly move to other issues.
So the man that was supervising the ministers when they are taking exam. So you can imagine that kind of person. So you dare not mess up. So I think the law in Nigeria is all about who you know. And it's unfortunate. Law supposed to be equity. Law supposed to be, justice that has no inclination, because it's a balance. It's a balanced game. Nobody should, think that its influence can affect justice in a society. When it does, then there's a problem. And that is what we are facing today. Some people feel that they cannot be touched. And that is why some people are migrating from one party to another party because they felt that when they're in that party, they are good to go. Thank you.
Now speaking about political party, today this appeal court affirmed the election of governor the APC candidates, Governor Monday Okpebholo, and Iwo Dalo will be the PDP candidate. Also, no degree, he will still go um, Supreme Court to go finish the matter. Now, a lot of people they talk say going to Supreme Court is an effort in futility because it doesn't really matter. I mean, people who are in power or who's who, they decide waiting they happen for inside courts. So no go waste your money, make you go they go court for that to go pursue anything. Even though some people they talk and say it is glaring for that election that it was rigged. In fact, people look at that election in recent as among all the election we happened in recent times, saying it be the most rigged election in recent time. But then I don't know. People no one see him. Some other people no one see him that way. Make I just quickly take a reaction. The governor don't tell the opponent talks so make you accept the results in the spirit of sportsmanship. Move on. Make you no go appeal. Make you no go Supreme Court again. But Oga PDP man no one here. He say he could still go
Yeah, let
Supreme
him go.
Court. How you take see that it was
Yeah, he should
election?
go. He should go. It's good for him to clear his conscience. At least let us know that the system we are all clamoring to be the last hope for every citizen has been totally hijacked. It's better. If he didn't go, it would have been, or if he had gone to Supreme Court, maybe they would have. It's better to know, get to the root, and then when you come out, you can beat your chest and say, yes, I've tried, and I wasn't, I'm ashamed to try. It's good to try. And I must commend his commitment to justice. Everything about that Benin election, we all saw it.
They do.
It was just, it was not something to talk about. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happening with our judiciary. Before, our judiciary used to be the best in every part, but I don't know. Now you can't take a case that you know you're going to win to judiciary and you come back. If you are coming back and the person that took you there is an influential person, you may end up being the one that will be the victim instead of the hunter become the hunted. So I believe that let the justice continue. When you talk about the
Okay.
jumping, the same Babio said in few years ago that once you defect from one party to another, you lose your seat. But we've seen it.
Oh yes, he did.
Yeah, we've seen it. People are defecting and everything, and that same person will not remember or recall the statement he made based on principle, but it's no more there. So that is why I'm saying I don't even know whether these our leaders they even have any value, any principle about what humanity should be. That is not just about you leading a people, it's about the character you exhibit. What will people say about you
Hmm.
when you leave? Would they say that this person is the worst character in a federation? Or would they say, yes, this guy is good in terms of character, exhibition? So we have a problem. And I don't know how we're going to cut it. Sometimes I'm caught between where do you stand? And sometimes you sit alone, you look through the ceiling, you ask, where exactly, who amongst us could we say, wow, if this person is there? Because there's no just way. The corruption is getting deeper. And the more you're corrupt, the more you get national award. So if you look at the number of people that are being given national award, you see that the same set of people, how much were you able to make out of the federal government, out of the corrupt system? But the person who is supposed to get this national award, a woman who is hawking on the street, a woman who is frying akara, who is resilient, who is working, a man who is in the farm trying to feed his family. These are the people that need national award, not people with character that you cannot even ask your children to emulate. As at now, none of these our leaders I can tell my daughter to be a mentor to. Because what exactly are they going to mentor them for? mentor them on how to be fraudulent, mentor them how to rig election, run with it, or mentor them on what has been exposed about them in the past. I think our forefathers must be somehow in the grave thinking, are these the children that we bequeathed this country for? Because if it is, then they must be crying in their graves. This is not what Nigeria used to be. Nigeria before, I remembered, I was telling somebody when I was watching the children on 27, because I went out to go and watch them in our local government. I can see these young ones, and I reflected back, and tears were coming out of my eyes. Especially when you see those little ones, these nursery ones. Some of them are marching, they don't even know, they are just happy, they are marching, they are going, I know. And I was just saying, these are innocent children that need to be nurtured, to tell them a future that is built on falsehood will never stand. A future that is built on rhetoric will never stand. A future should be seen by the conduct, by the value, by the principle of the leaders. So that when I look at the leader, you say, this is the person I want to be like. We should have role models in our leadership. But who can you look onto? And I pray that now that we are looking at people like Zulu, we're looking at people like Alex Oti, we're looking at people like Nifu, we're looking at people, few of them who are really, giving us hope. And I pray that tomorrow, this set of people should have opportunity to take over this country. And I'm telling you, if this country is in the hand of the best, within 3 years, you'll be shocked that this country will be the best on the continent of Africa. If
All right, sir.
people could do what
All right, sir.
we're
So,
doing now within 2 years, and people were asking, how did you manage to do this? I have a high hope that the day we get it right at the center, Nigeria will be an envy, just like it used to be, where people will come from all walks of life to come for Medicare, to come for everything you can talk about, even economy. This is where the best brains are pushed and they are developing other countries. We have great men,
thank you.
just that singular person that will give us a direction and we will follow. Thank you.
Now, talking about that direction, we're supposed to look at the coalition or the possibility of coalition because obedience don't give Peter Obi what did they call conditions if you go join this coalition. They give a different condition to joining the coalition. But before I go to that condition with obedience give Peter Obi, make I quickly state, say the suspended governor of River State, Sim Fubara, don't assure the people of the state that he remains committed to the oath of office he swore that he's no longer using now. You know, he swore an oath to office, but you know they use that oath now again. I know they that office again because it's been suspended. And sources have it that his suspension may even trickle further than 6 weeks because you know they like say the president and wicked body language. They like say they want ease and off at any time. But Fobara said he remains focused despite the political turbulence in the state. In a statement to mark the anniversary of his May 29 swearing-in, Fubara described the occasion as a moment of sober reflection and renewed determination. Fubara declared that the people's backing has given him the courage to continue pursuing unity and healing among ongoing political turbulence. He did say quite a lot. He said, today marks exactly 2 years since I took an oath of office as your seventh democratically elected governor. And then I was sworn in following the clear and overwhelming mandate you gave me during the March 18, 2023 elections. Once again, I thank you for the trust, honor, and privilege to lead our beloved state. In the past 2 years, they talk about a lot of things, but how you take see this matter for Nigeria and for River State ending? Especially as the governor, the pledge now to protect and promote collective interest to ensure, say, joy and peace will come back for the state. People they look and say he's already in the back of the APC any moment. But will that make any difference, really? That's another thing with others they talk.
Well, I want to first of all say that Rivers State is just a macrocosm of Nigeria. When you see a state, it's just like Nigeria. One of the problems we have, and which the leaders they've discovered, and which they are utilizing to the fullest, is that they knew that Nigerians are docile human beings. They knew that we don't have resilience to withstand pressure. Things our leaders they are aware of. So what they do is they do whatever they want to do, come and protest. They know after a few days they fizzle out, and then we're back to number one situation. So that is what I would say about rivers. If river people really
Okay.
wanted a change, which I know they won't, because the federal government could just use 1 or 2, 3% as sacrifice, and because of that, everybody will run inside his house, and you will see mothers and fathers calling their children, now you born Nigeria. Wetin concern you concern Nigeria. Abeg leave Nigeria issue case. So these are the issues. That's why I'm saying they are we Nigeria. Because everybody is still thinking about Nigeria as a vacuum. Nobody is looking at Nigeria as an ideology, as a place of pride, as a place where you can be happy that you are Nigeria. Most of us are not looking at it that way. The issue is that when some of us who are even talking, sometimes you see friends talking to you and say, my friend, now you go help Nigeria. You know, we'll leave this matter. And they go come kill you. They use stress. I know most of the time, yeah, we get the threats. Some people will call me and go to kidnap you. In fact, a few days ago, I say, I mean, if you go kidnap you, say food there that place. I eat. The guy started laughing. Because the issue is that our leaders, they understand us. They understand that we are docile, I still repeated. They knew that we cannot bite anything. We don't have resilience, we don't have the zeal, we don't have the commitment to die for our country. The moment we have commitment to say, this is my country, even if I die, let me be martyr. Let me be a martyr. Let me be a martyr. Let me be somebody that can be heroic. People will come out and say enough is enough. Because what is happening, I'm telling you, even Benin Republic here will never ever take 1/10 of it. Common bread, remember, common bread, the increase of bread price in Benin, the whole country shut down. And when I talk, some of my friends say, what is the population of Benin? I said, what do you mean? Our population should even be more intimidating to our leaders. So that is the issue. So we see people who are so much, engroused in our population. The major things that we are knifed. We are knifed by sentiments. We are knifed by emotions. We are knifed by tribe and religion. That is the problem. Nobody wants to die for this country. And that is the truth. People don't want to die. And when I have a friend in America who is in American military, and he will tell you that immediately I wear this uniform, I'm ready to die. That's it. And if you have an American friend, talk to them about America. You will see how much they will eulogize America. You will see the pride in them. You see the happiness. You see the boast in them. Talk to a Nigerian and see how cowardly that person will talk. So you see, so that is it. The day we want to get it right, we'll get it right. Everybody will be on the street. And I don't think we'll kill everybody. So, and it happened in many countries. It happened in many countries. And protest is a global phenomenon, and it's accepted, it's welcome. But we cannot allow this thing to be happening. Somebody was even given reasons. If you want to create a state of emergency, go to Northeast, where a lot of things are happening, where some Zulu has been shouting all this while. Why don't you do that then? But unfortunately, our leaders, I told you before, they understand us and they are using it as strategy to quell and shut us up anytime we want to make a noise.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so very quickly, looking at how Gopi get and right through leadership, members of the obedient movements don't give Peter Obi some condition as in they join the
Yeah.
coalition. If you remember earlier, reports been don't talk say Atiku Abubakar team offer Peter Obi the position of vice presidency, and but they look and say they say the choice of Atiku and Obi, the vice presidency, say that one no go work. Like one Mr. Nonuju, a founding member of the obedient movement, don't declare say that they won't accept the vice presidential slot for Peter Obi. He insists that Obedient Movement would only back Obi if he becomes the presidential candidate. In fact, the members of the Obedient Movement will not agree to work with Obi if he is not presidential candidate on any ticket he runs on. And because he will not dare to disobey the wishes of the movement, which is the obedient movement, he will not hurt them. And I think that that is the biggest problem so far because this coalition powers them way past, P2B day, where they expect P2B to at least deputize somebody for one tenure before in take over. However, some other people don't look some activists like I think one Madrabuchi Idam, they describe what P2B they do as a calculated political move to win the presidency. Say in just deliberately they do in bar. So if in the coalition, you go say ideally party, as attempt to use make sure say in strategize properly to win the election. He is today the most adorable political bride, no doubt. Now, waiting some people they talk. So, how you take see this opposition coalition and what you think say be the best thing with them feed do to make sure say they play smart enough for 2027?
Mhm. Let me give this analogy that just popped up into my head. And that analogy is that you see your brother who is getting drawn, is almost at the verge of dying. And you have an enemy, a supposedly enemy, who can help. At least push up his, if you try to get that man, then the enemy can pull you out and the other person out. And you say, because it's your enemy, you jump and you didn't raise up your hand so that your enemy can pull you out. Two of you will get what? You get drowned. The situation in Nigeria is not about who takes over. It is how do we get rescued. I think if we look at it from that trajectory to help us to look at it, that is not about Obi or Atiku. It's about the soul of each country. So I don't want to talk about Obi or Atiku, but I want to say, if any of them, two of them, if that's the only thing that can save this country, we can support any of them. We can support them. You see, in this situation we are in now, the thing that is going to happen is that the ruling party will play on our side. And one of the side they're going to play is telling the obedient, how will you allow your principal to be second in command? And you know, the second in command is like a spare tire. A spare tire is
That's what
only
they call them
useful
now for
when the
Nigeria.
main tire, when the spare tire is only okay when the main tire got busted. So that's the issue. As of today, I think there are still the two options that's left. But the worst thing that can happen is if two of them cannot sit down and agree on each other. And that agreement should be based on sphere of influence. Sphere of influence in the sense that I don't want to, because if I talk to Obi, I'll say because I'm an Igbo man. That's why I'm trying to be very cautious. Because
But wouldn't
if
it be fair
yeah,
if you said your mind?
yeah, but sometimes you discover when you say your mind. That's why I'm saying that the country is not yet built up to the extent that people can look at statement and not look at the messenger or the person who said that statement. He said, where is he coming from? Oh, woman. That's why he's saying it. Otherwise, what I would have said, with the track record of what Obi did in Anambra in terms of self-discipline, that's where I'm looking at. Two of them can come together and agree that somebody should take up. But if they mess up, they will do is for some of them to say, okay, look, we are not agreeing. And obedient people who are saying the second time, they still go back and suffer the next 4 years or 6 years. So that's why I'm saying that if you have an enemy who can rescue you from from you being drowned or your friend being drowned, try to come out first from this water. Then you can now continue with your enmity. At least
First
you
they
are
are alive
safe.
first. Now who they are alive, now
Yeah,
they
you are
worry.
safe. You are safe. But you are in the water already getting drowned with your friend, and you say, I will not raise my hand. You die. So that's the issue. The soul of the country is at risk right now. But I wish that two of them could come up together, and Erifai is, I think, is coordinating it. And I'm happy on people that are joining. And my major issue here is not the coalition. It is to have a good opposition to the ruling party. I don't
But
want
with
us
what
to
is
have
happening with PDP, do you see them having that formidable opposition? Do you see a formidable opposition with what is happening in PDP?
that is
Because
that is that is
can
why.
there be a formidable opposition without PDP as the biggest opposition party? That's the
Yeah, there
worry.
should. Let me tell you. Yes, there should be. You know,
Okay.
my problem now. Let me tell you why I'm afraid. The ruling party could change the timetable of election. Do you get me? You
Yes, I do.
know why Obi got what he got was because the presidential election was conducted first. And if that election had been without the glitches and whatever, you know what would happen? And this is a candidate in the party without one single state governor or one single local government chairman.
Yes.
So just like Governor Makinde said, he said that the 2027 election is not about those who are defeated. It's about hungry Nigerians. I'm telling you, Nigerians are going to vote angrily. But my fear is that the ruling government may decide to tilt the timetable because they know if the timetable is as it is today, the person who gets the presidency will sweep up many things. Assuming Obi got the presidency, do you think that Delta would have been PDP? Do you think that Rivers State would have been PDP? APC, PDP, yeah. You would think that, let me give you, okay, do you think that Plateau State would have been PDP or even Benue? Because these are places that Obi got highest votes. So this is the permutation. And I hope that APC are planning and knowing that, look, if these two Trojans are together, they have a very hard task to face. Even with the scattered PDP, as you call it, if they can stand together, I'm telling you, they will prove that life is not about majority. It's about minority that are focused and determined. I always have a slogan that I use whenever I'm conducting a meeting or whatever. And I tell them I don't believe in quantity. I believe in quality. Because sometimes you have quantity that are useless. But sometimes you have quality men, few of them that when they talk, they are sound. When you have some quantity, they make noise. At the end of the meeting, you see fracas, fight, and this and that. So these are the things I'm looking at. 2027 is going to be very, very, I just pray that all of us will be alive, to experience a new, a new issue, a new dynamics in our political system. And I
God,
pray,
God will keep us alive.
there won't be any glitch this time around.
Well,
Yeah,
and I look forward to seeing how we can all react to the glitch if there is one. If there is one. Dr. Madoka, thank you
that,
so much. There are so many other
let me
issues.
reply you on that one. That let me
Okay.
tell you, if there's a
Right.
glitch in 2027, I'm telling you, it will still be the same. I'm telling you because you see, I told you something. I defined freedom for you. Freedom is not end; it's a battle. The day Nigerians want to get their freedom, they will roll up their sleeves and know they are entering a battlefield, and they will get liberated. How many are they? They are not up to 5% that is holding us captive, and we are just there and watching, using sentiment to drown ourselves and make ourselves useless. But I pray that by 2027, by God's grace, a new Nigeria that we all dream of can come up. And every one of us, when we are talking after then, I will tell you, precious, remember, we said this thing and it happened. Prophetically, a new Nigeria is possible.
All
God
right, sir.
bless you.
Okay, so
Thank you.
sir, just to pick your mind on this in one sentence, if you can,
Okay.
do you think the endorsement of Tinubu, the endorsement of Enugu State Governor Peter Mbaba by Tinubu is anything to go by? Because Arthur Eze is saying that Tinubu has endorsed um, Mba for second term because it's raining endorsement now in everywhere you go. So, do you think that endorsement is anything Nigerians or the Igbo people should be worried about? The same thing we endorsed Soludo is endorsing Mba now. Why is he endorsing opposition party members?
Let me tell you this on a word. There are people Igbos can take, you can, they respect. I don't think Otto is one of them. Forget, money is not everything. Otis has
Okay,
never
sir.
been an Igbo per se. So his words to me doesn't make any sense to most Igbos because
Okay,
it's
sir.
more or less like a leech. So wherever he make money is where we talk. After all, he's the one that said Tinubu is a gift to Nigeria.
Yes,
You
sir.
see? So as far as I'm concerned, Otto Eze is not somebody you can use as a measure, as a spokesperson or even a leader that Igbos can, follow. No, he's not.
Okay.
So
All right. So,
it
so,
is
sir, very
really.
quickly, before I let you go, I know your time is fast spent and you want to go. There are two crime incidences I'd like us to look at because the NDLEA boss, Oga, don't talk, say, even when people they go Hajj, then they carry cocaine for body, swallow cocaine to go pray in the midst of doing crime. And you know, we're a very religious country and we believe in religion very well. And then meanwhile, there's also somebody else, one I think Obieze, Levi Obieze, that was his house was burgled somewhere in Enugu State for ritual killing. As they see some pigs, I don't know whether I see that video recently for inside
That's what it
in
is.
compound where they see some people where you see even stand die. Some are even one is even a pregnant woman and all of that. And it can show say you see crime no get tribe, it no get religion. It they happen for
Mm.
almost everywhere and everything. What do you think is the reason for this, increase in crime this period, especially for people where they go do religious practices? Because you go can't think say these people where they go for religious exercise, they suppose even maintain and behave well and they of their best character in their best character because they suppose fear God. You know, saying that God did they go pray to. They not fear God rich.
Uh, Precious, yeah, yeah. I think you're a Christian.
I don't even
You're a
know where I
Christian.
am. I don't know.
Okay, okay. Now I want to give. I just want to give you an example. You talk
Just give
about
a random example and forget about
the
religion.
example is that who is the person who betrayed Jesus Christ? He's
Ew. I got you.
yes, So, for the fact that you are a religious person doesn't make you holy.
Hmm.
Holiness is something that is a conscience. I used to tell people, for the fact that you're close to me doesn't make us intimate.
Hmm.
Did you get me? For the fact
Hmm.
that we are close, it doesn't make us intimate. So you can be close, but we're not intimate. So the issue here is that crime is in every society. But how do you prosecute those who are caught?
Hmm.
Like I said, Is there differential treatment? That is one. What is your level of justice system? That is two. What is the government doing in terms of creating an enable environment for people to be engaged? They say a hungry man is an angry man. An idle hand is what?
The devil's
Is a dangerous
workshop.
society.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a devil's workshop. So when people are clamoring, that's why we are all talking. You see, when we are talking about economic problem, hardship, we're not talking because of people who cannot eat. We're talking about the consequences. What is going to activate? There was one video I saw that I felt bad that the man has children. He was just relieved of his job. And he came home, the children were crying. He couldn't feed them. He went out and took a knife and went for robbery.
Ah, oh
And he was
my.
caught. He was caught. And he was crying. This is not him. If the society is equitable, if the society know that even when you're out of job, you can be given stipend to survive till you get another job, which is what is happening in other climes. A man cannot sit at home and see the children crying and still feel happy, except if that person is a devil. Most of the crime you see people committing is not because it's an inherent. It is induced, factor induced. People need to survive. If there are employment, I remember in 70s, 80s, and early 90s, nobody talks about this insecurity. I remember that I used to drive from Lagos to Calabar. Most of my weekends, I like driving. And you won't see any policeman on the road. They will stay by the side and they will wave. As soon as you stop, you drink, you talk to them. You even, if you are missing your road, you ask them, they will direct you. But now you can't even see a policeman on the road and stop to ask questions. If you stop and ask questions, you look at the car you're carrying, and before you know it, you could be indicted. They can put something in your car and say you are now a drug dealer. So the society is a problem. Somebody was telling me, look, if I want a direction in Lagos, I go to Agbero to ask for direction. I cannot go to police station. Because if you go to police station, you can be detained. They can call you anything. This is how we have degenerated. So it's not about the people, it's not about civilians. It's about the system. When a system is dysfunctional, the entirety of that society is dysfunctional. We must get it right. Like I said, the day if that justice that jailed this professor raise up the bar and say that even the Senate president should serve 6 months in prison for being a beneficiary to crime. I'm telling you, every Nigerian will start looking, we will start, but he can't. And why do you think that the professor is boasting and working freely? It's because he knows his principal. He knows that anything that happened, that the principal will come and bring him out. So people who can't become so vulnerable. A society must be balanced. People should be given at least a little thing. This is our commonwealth. I was in Switzerland and I had a friend, and he was telling me every month, whether you're working or you're not working, there's always a stipend to give you that value, that sense of citizenship. There's a little money from a commonwealth, they call it. They'll give you. Tell me, if you have such system, why can't you die for that country? Do you think that all these things will happen? People will hold you and call for ransom, and somebody will pay. Meanwhile, you can use drone to locate the place and everything about those people. Nothing happened. Is he not the governor of Akwa Ibom, Emmanuel, that was giving a grievous testimony that when they arrested some hoodlums or bandits and they put them in the police cell, sooner or later, there was a call from Abuja. They said they should be released and with their guns. So what kind of society is that? This is the issue. And that's why I'm telling you, Nigerians don't feel that they are Nigerian, especially if you are from certain tribe. When we have a society that is built on equity, on justice, fairness, institutional workability, then I'm telling you, all this thing will fizzle out. Ghana experienced that years back. But today, Ghana is standing because a leader came up to do something that ought to be done.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Let me quickly let Nigerians know that the phone lines.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you.
in case you can still stand by, I know some people may want to ask you a few questions, but let me
Okay.
quickly just ask them. Phone
Okay.
lines are open, Nigerians. You can jump in on the conversation. Kindly
Okay.
click on the link by the pinned post and get into the conversation if you want to ask Dr. Maduka any question, or better still, you can call the WhatsApp line 0817 029 4077. That's the WhatsApp number to call 0817 029 4077. Let's quickly make this as conversational as possible and get it over with. Yeah, that's the phone line to call. The WhatsApp line is 0817 or you click on the link on the pin post and jump right into the conversation. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Pray.
Sir?
I greet you in the name of the Lord.
I greet you back in the name of the Lord, Okwa.
My name is Manuel. I'm calling from the UK.
Mr. Emmanuel, you're welcome. How are you doing?
Fine. Your program now is like oxygen. If I miss your program, man, I'm telling you. If I'm at work, I just hide AirPod in my ear and just be listening to your program.
Oh, stop it! I like it. Please don't stop, but don't be caught.
I like what you do.
Thank you.
It is sad for people like us that stay out of the country and we see what's happening in Nigeria. And Dr. Maduka said something too that really touched me. As in, why are we so docile as a people? How can you have over 200 million people and they are afraid of just 1,000 people? Why can't we overwhelm these people and make them know that the power resides with the people? He said something about welfare. I have people here, just leave work for maybe a few days or whatever. They give them something to keep them going. It broke my heart to hear a father have to go and rob to feed the family. And we have leaders that are living as if they are living on other planets. And the Nigerians are just look them. And he said something that is so key. And that is that thing called religion and ethnicity. That hydra-headed serpents killing Nigerians, religion and ethnicity. I was born in Kaduna. I grew up in the north. I never knew anything called tribalism until I came to Lagos after my youth service. That was the first time I experienced what is called tribalism. Because living in Kaduna, I lived with everybody from every part of Nigeria, but we didn't care where you came from.
Oh wow!
We didn't care where you came from.
So now Lagos, now you experience that first.
Now Lagos, when I enter, go find house. The man won't give me house. Tell me, say, where you come from? I say, I call my name. Say, no, they give us the Igbo man.
No vex so, but I've been saying they talk in Lagos they more accommodating person the other.
Where?
Forget those nonsense they talk. Forget those nonsense. Maybe Lagos somebody start for 3 election talk say anybody come out for vote whatever. Call the brand vote. Maybe Lagos. You know they paint a picture of Lagos everyone don't really know. I lived in Lagos for 20 years before I left to the UK. All those nonsense they picture about Lagos talk is nonsense. It's nonsense. I said, let me tell you, the person that covered the shame of Lagos, Lagos was Fashola.
Yeah.
Fashola was one that covered. I lived in Lagos right from when Marwa was there, before Marwa left and this their president became governor. I saw Lagos was a mess when he was there. It was Fashola that brought out the glory of Lagos. Then Ambode now came, was trying to make a name for himself. You know, the man who agreed, Fashola didn't agree. Now the guy chopped him off and brought this one that is Liked is behind and follow him around. I'm telling you, Fashola is a blow. Where is Fashola today? He's there just watching everything that's happening. Nobody mentions his name. Which Lagos did he build? Tinubu is the creator of area boys in Lagos today. He's the creator of area boys. When I came to Lagos after my youth service in 1998, I didn't not good boy, you be area boy. He was the one that brought them. Most of them, they now get them uniform. Most of them now, Lasma or they are Kia or Kai, they some of them are the ones that are on the road to collect motor from. They are everywhere. That's Lagos was an eyesore. I was happy to be that state. I'm telling you. See, if Nigerians, Maduka said something, if Nigerians are ready to take back their country, they will take it back. It takes just one person. What started the Arab Spring? Now, one man started the Arab Spring, the man back himself, he can throw upon himself. Arab Spring starts. He moved from one country to the other country. Already, something is happening in West Africa that our leaders are seeing it, and they are seeing them running around. APC, they panic. Forget all nonsense you are seeing. All the endorsement is rubbish. They're on serious panic mode. They know, they've seen what's happening in this country. What's Burkina Faso? They've seen what's happening in all those countries. They've seen it. They know what's going to happen. That's why they are afraid. Also, they are doing this panic mode. If you see 4 Nigerians gather, they will carry police to clap all of them down. They know what's going to happen in Nigeria. It's just that the Kati boys now don't understand them. Also, when they don't chop, they don't forget say that they're supposed to show root. But I don't want to talk about that. I mean, I know they don't put pressures of trouble. Just thank you for what you do. God bless you.
Not be me and you go put for trouble, my dear brother. Thank you. God bless you too. And thank you for understanding. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you. All right. Maduka, I don't hear waiting in talk. Plenty other calls they come in. Make a look whether I go fit attend to them very quickly because then plenty we won't talk to you. Let's see. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Ouch. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see very quickly. Sincere apologies. They called the jam. All right. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Precious.
Sir.
Let's get 2 or 3 days before I could get another one.
You say waiting. Make I give you more one.
No, for next month now. You go leave am now next month.
Okay, no problem. If you even want surplus, I feel Adam, no problem.
Okay, I greet your guest.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Before they were calling you beautiful, Precious.
Yes, sir.
Now you are double beautiful. People will not see your beauty now.
Uh-huh.
Because that time when you get the other side, they don't see you like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. Precious.
Sir.
The doctor, your guest, there is something that you said. I know the time I said it in the other session that you were. You said, oh, please, you don't even want me to talk. Now he has said that thing. I said, anytime that these people, the professors and the lecturers are going on strike, Nigerians should deal with them. And you don't want it because the money they want to collect, some of their members have already pocketed it.
Exactly. I agree with you.
Because every time they are telling us professors, look at all of them. Look at all of them. I'm joking. The moment this man said this, I said it sometimes. I think there was a professor that you brought in as a guest. That I said, why are they shouting? Why are they going on strike? The condition that Nigeria is in today, majority of them put Nigerians in it today. Because when we are talking about the INEC and the judiciary, it started somewhere before you get there. It didn't just went to the judiciary. That thing that there is a saying in my language, that palm wine that will be create quarrel between an in-law and in-law, let that palm wine break on the way. So the whole thing started somewhere before they started going today to judiciary or whatever they are talking, because somebody sitting down there, Precious, go and watch the what do you call it, the collection center during the Buhari and everything, even during Jonathan. You see a professor, a lecturer, academician coming before the public, before the national television and radio, before the world, and cannot read a number. in ways. We are not talking in figure, even if it's in figure. In ways. Even if the person is finding it difficult to read in figure, why can't the person write it in words and then read it out? A professor. And I'm sure that professor, if somebody in his lecture hall or in his, whatever you call it, class or whatever, make the same mistake, I'm sure that child will get will receive a heavy punishment, and mainly, and that will be failing the test or the exam or whatever. And a professor will come there and will be wobbling, playing on the brain of Nigerians. And at the end of the day, any child will tell them, he or she, oh, go and then organize yourself and come back. And you wait, the person will say come back and say wobbling. Is it not manipulation and corruption? And at the end of the day, we are blaming INEC and judiciary. It started somewhere, because that thing that went to INEC shouldn't even have gone to judiciary and INEC. It could have been solved there at the state.
Thank you. Thank you,
and they say, oh, is something that is happening again? But the examination of the WAEC and all this. They left the people that they're supposed to receive the punishment, which is the Minister of Education, and they are telling us, oh, they have to. You see, there are some. These people are calling us fools. Somebody watch and then look at children. There is building that collapsed in the north where the children were taking the exam.
Oh yes.
And everything. And they were there looking at it. What are they trying to do? So is that an exam?
Yeah, that's it. In fact, they were even writing with torchlights. Some of them wrote it. That's the building. That's the building. It almost collapsed on the children writing the exams. It's crazy. And tomorrow you expect them to all pass in flying colors.
No, just look at it, and somebody who at the end of the day will receive his salary and go home. And go home comfortably, eat and sleep. While other children. You see, the problem is that all of them, their children are already overseas.
Sadly. You're correct.
All of their children are overseas. Anyway, short.
Sorry, sir. No vex.
Sorry.
No vex too much. Sorry.
Well.
All right. Hello, good evening. I'm live on air. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Please send me video.
Hello? Oh dear. Okay. Hello, good evening. All right, so let me see. I think I have some messages here. Let me see if I can read them very quickly. So that's a video of students writing the examination with torchlights. It's as sad can be. You can see that writing exams with, in the night. And then WAEC is saying that it's because of logistics issues. That's why. Atiku has called it a national embarrassment. I don't even know how embarrassments can be again. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Precious.
Yes, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my name is Kia. I'm calling from UK.
Okay, you're welcome.
I'm a Yoruba guy, and I listen to your program very, very well every day.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Then thanks to the Prof. You see, everything that Prof has been saying since is nothing but truth. I'm a Yoruba man. I was born in Lagos and bred in Lagos. I'm a Lagosian. You see, all what Tinubu is doing, I can say and beat my chest. He's the one that is ruining Nigeria, even from Lagos. He created Agbero. All these things that he's saying that, he's the one that brought Lagos, or let them put anybody in Lagos. That person who did well.
Yeah, sure.
We did well. And like Professor has said, in Nigeria, nobody wants to die. That's why all these people are doing what they are doing, When they see Nigerian embark on, what's it called, go for protest or leave them within 2-3 weeks, they will tire one by one, they will go home. Assuming Nigeria is operating like here in UK, so far you are a citizen. If you don't have job, they'll be giving you every money. You will receive money every week or monthly. You will get accommodation. All these politicians, they will not be doing this nonsense. But because there's no job, they don't do all this in educational thing. That's why you see people supporting them that they are doing something. Once they give them 10,000, 20,000, they mortgage their life. They say, oh, Tinubu is performing. Akpabio is doing something. Like Tinubu's life, Akpabio is supposed to be rotting in jail now. All the people in the what's it called, in the National Assembly, they're supposed to be rotting in jail if it is a country that is working. He has bought judiciary, police, all of them. And now see people are dying in Benue, nothing concerning him. All what concerns 2027. And I pray for they will not see that day. Because they are shedding blood of innocent people in Nigeria. And you want that country to prevail.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother.
You know what they are doing?
Thank you.
So just keep it up. And I know that one day will be one day. We get there.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor, for us. He said nothing but everything. So can Professor. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and God bless you, my brother.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Madoka, let me get your pattern shot so that I can release you. We have exhausted you. We have used you, but not dumped you. We have used you
Well,
today.
you said it before now.
I warned you. I told you we're going to use you. Do you mind us using you?
And I've shut down everything. A lot of them are waiting for. I said they should wait. They should wait. This is a national call.
Thank you.
It's a
Thank you
national
so
call.
much.
So,
Thank you. You
no
brought
problem.
quite an insight to the conversation, and I sure say people don't learn plenty things from you. Can we do this another time, sir?
Yeah, well, at your pleasure, just like you said. If I
Okay.
use your word,
Okay.
no problem.
Thank you. Thank you so
Anytime.
much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Dr.
Thanks. I
Madukanaman,
appreciate it. Take care.
what's that paper you write
Okay,
for?
then.
And what's the name of your column in the paper, please? So that people can follow you
Okay,
like the
there is
village.
the independent newspaper. The column is Youth and the
Okay, you
Future.
write for
Youth, yeah, that's my
youth and
column.
the future.
It's every Saturday. Every Saturday, the Youth
Okay.
and the Future. You see my name there. So
Independent newspaper.
Daily
You did social
Independence.
media. Where will people follow you like
Yeah,
the village people?
yeah,
Uh,
sure. I will,
Where
I
you
will
say you from
try and.
again? You see Alangwa self. Where will follow you like you see Alangwa people?
Yeah, why not? Everybody is following me. I have a lot of
Okay.
people, and
All right,
so
sir. All
you know
right. So
that
what's the social media handle? How can we contact
since I went to ABCA, they pursue me, so they run away because I told I, I told the governor that time. I told because they called me to come and do something. I was doing your brother's place, and they asked me to define local. That's my I said it's a glorified local government. So they banned me from BCA.
but you define trouble. Oh. I go see local gov. Now wow.
Yeah, it is. But
All
now
right.
if you come now, come and see what Oti is doing now. Oti, if you see Umaya now, you won't believe it. And it's part of the story. When I saw Oti, he said he remembered that interview, that he had that interview. I know. And so from that studio, I just jumped to Lagos. So I didn't even see anybody. Yeah, and that's it.
So you
But you
escape.
see, the truth, yeah, the truth is always bitter, but it's the best that can happen to any man. Speak it, stay with it, and by God's grace, one day it will manifest. And today, Oti is doing it, and based on what he had how many years ago. So that thing I said, glorified local government. He felt bad about it. I said, well, it
Oh,
has attributed to something. So,
thank
pleasure,
you.
thank you very much.
Thank
So,
you. I appreciate
no
you,
worries.
Dr. Maduka. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your
Okay.
evening. Thank you so
And
much. All
you,
right. All right. So thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for bringing such wonderful insights to the conversation. It means a lot to me. Let's continue to speak for the growth and development of our country because truly that Nigeria will of course they think our mind it is possible and Lugofimi can happen. But just like Dr. Maduka has said, it takes our efforts. Now everybody could join hands together to make it happen. And not be magician, not be witch could do it for us, and we could do it by ourselves. And when we're ready, we'll do that. I'm looking forward to us being ready to do that soon. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for your patience and joining me on the show tonight. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. See you tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow evening I could try make sure say I get my three men join me for inside the studio. Prince Francis Chilaka, Mr. Kenobi, and Barrister Sim Adams. I hope you can make it because we have a lot of legal issues to deal with tomorrow. I see you tomorrow, God willing. Protect your mental health. I love you.